imagine nerfing the zombies in a mode called zombies. Today isn't gonna be like the typical kind of video that I make where we kind of like either dive into multiplayer or zombies and kind of just like mess around. Today's actually gonna be a bit more of like a myth busting type of episode. They put out some patch notes and apparently they nerfed some pretty important contracts. At least, you know, they're very important when it comes to us camo grinders. According to the patch notes, they have nerfed the Outlast contract, the Raid's weapon stash contract, and they might have nerfed the Spore Control contract, but we're gonna be testing that. So first things first, what we're gonna do is we're gonna open up the attack map and immediately we're, is this dude running for the L? I don't know. I'm gonna try to beat him there. Hopefully there's a car right over here. We got a UTV out here, so we're gonna try to beat this dude to it. All right, thankfully we beat him here. So we're gonna pick up the Outlast contract, and apparently the way that they nerfed it is that if you are not progressing the objective, zombies will stop spawning, which that's obviously a huge part of how we were camo grinding in the first place. Basically, what you used to do is you used to run inside of here, you progress it up to like 50 to 80%, and then once it was up to that point, then you'd run outside of the objective or, you know, outside the perimeter of it, so then it would stop progressing, but zombies would keep on spawning. So we're gonna do what we, you know, used to do. We're just gonna, you know, casually progress it up to like 50% or so, and then we're gonna run outside and we're gonna see if the zombies actually stop spawning, because if they do, then that means that this contract is absolutely useless for us camo grinders, and it's gonna make this thing a whole lot harder than it already was. Well, I shouldn't say harder, because the camo grind isn't necessarily hard even without this contract. It's gonna make things a bit more tedious and drawn out for us. Here we are, we got it up to 50%. We're gonna go ahead and run outside now, and we're gonna see if the zombies keep on spawning. So we had about 3 that were still inside. Okay, well, I mean, they're still spawning out here, so you know what? I think the patch notes were lying. We'll give it a sec, because I mean, we did just run outside to be fair, but I mean, there was still a bunch of zombies spawning outside. Let's see, are they gonna keep spawning in? I mean, I don't know, dude. Like, I already killed the first wave of zombies. Clearly, we're not still inside the objective, and they're still spawning, so I'm not sure why they said that the zombies won't spawn if you're not progressing the objective, because clearly they are. We even still have hellhounds just like we used to. All right, lads, it's safe to say that that one was just a fluke. I mean, again, as you can see here, like, you know, they're still spawning. I've been hanging around for a bit just to make sure, and yeah, if you want to grind out some camos, you can still definitely utilize the Outlast contract. I would love to finish this contract out, but we have too much to do, so we're going to go ahead and cancel that contract, and next we're going to be looking for the Raid Weapon Stash contract. That wasn't necessarily one that people use too often, but it was still one that people utilize from time to time, so, you know, we want to cover all our bases here and just check just to be sure. Thankfully, we have a Raid Weapon Stash contract right up there over by where we spawn, so we're going to go ahead and head up that way. Hey, look at that, the Spore Control contract, which is the last one that we need to test, that is literally right over there as well. So we got all 3 of the contracts that we needed in the general vicinity. That's awesome. Again, I know that not as many people did the Raid Weapon Stash one, but there was people that still did it because it was still a very viable way to grind out the zombies, especially if there wasn't any other contracts in the vicinity, or if there just simply wasn't any that were, you know, spawned in. So apparently they nerfed this one in the same way. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna do the same thing we did at the Outlast contract. We're gonna get it up to like 50% or so, then we're gonna go outside and we're gonna see if they keep spawning or if, you know, nothing happens. We got it up to about 50%, so now we're gonna go outside and we're gonna give it a minute too. We're gonna kill like a handful of zombies, make sure that more keep spawning. If the patch notes are to be believed, then after we kill these couple of zombies here, then they shouldn't keep spawning, at least, you know, in the massive groups like they do. Well, it seems like this one might have been a fib as well, because I mean, as you can see, the zombies are still spawning in droves as they normally would, even though the contract is not progressing. So I would say that this one was once again another lie from Treyarch. I mean, I don't know why they were fibbing in the patch notes. They were saying that they completely nerfed it. I haven't gone close enough to it to let it progress at all either. Like, they keep spawning in the same amount that they used to before the patch. So, yeah, you can still grind out zombies with the Raid Weapon Stash contract if you so choose. We're going to go ahead and cancel that, and now we're going to check out the Spore Control contract. They did not explicitly state in the patch notes that they nerfed the Spore Control contract. However, I just wanted to at least, you know, double check just to make sure that they didn't. When it comes to camo grinding, these 3 are kind of like the holy grail contracts that you want to go for. The Spore Controls, the Raid Weapon Stashes, as well as the Outlast contract. My personal favorite has been the Spore Control so far, just because it seems to be the most consistent, and it doesn't give you all the hellhounds like the Outlast contract does, but it's undeniable that the Outlast contract is pretty good. Unfortunately, oh gosh, okay, you know what, I really don't want to get stuck here. I really don't want to die. I don't have any self-reses on me. See, I'm using a new operator because before the Season 1 update happened, you know, I had all 3 of my operators stacked out with large rucksacks, self-revives, all that, but I ended up dismissing one of my stacked out operators just because, you know, I wanted to use this new operator that I paid for. It's the Abolisher Black Cell operator from the, you know, the Black Cell Battle Pass. So obviously, you know, if I paid for all this stuff, then I want to use it. But with that, it also means that I'm gonna have to work after this and make sure that I get this guy stacked back out, because, you know, sitting here with like a small rucksack, no self-revives, yeah, I don't know about this one, Chief. So basically, with the sport control contract, what you want to do is you just want to plop down the inhibitors on at least 2 of the little things, and then zombies should indefinitely spawn. So I'm gonna stay here for a minute. I'm gonna get a good like 30-40 zombie kills, and I'm gonna make sure that they keep spawning. Again, they didn't explicitly state that they nerfed this one in the patch notes either. Well, they were supposed to have patched the other ones as well, but clearly they didn't. So we're gonna see what happens here. Like I was saying, it's better to be safe than sorry, but I mean, the zombies are still spawning. I mean, I've definitely killed enough of them to where, you know, any of them that were alive are already dead, and I've been watching them spawn in, and it's going indefinitely, just like it would have before the patch. So, I mean, I don't want the title to be too clickbait or anything, but I think I'm gonna have to call it Treyarch lied to us, because they kinda did. Before the patch, the way that you grinded out zombies, you know, the sport control, obviously this is the exact same. You plane down the inhibitors, and then the zombies spawn in, that's that. And then when it comes to raid weapon stash and the Outlast contracts, the way that you would do it before is you get it up to 50-80%, then you go outside of it and you keep killing zombies, and as soon as it drops back down, then you would go back inside and progress it again to make sure that it stays in that 50-80% range. You wouldn't want it to drop too low, because once it drops too low, then the spawns would kind of get messed up, and you kind of just kept doing that. And according to their patch notes, they made it so that if their contract isn't progressing, then zombies would stop spawning. But as you guys saw, even when it wasn't progressing for long periods of time and the percentage just kept dropping and dropping and dropping and wasn't progressing, the zombies were still spawning in. So yeah, I guess they lied to us, and the strategies that we used before Season 1 are still viable. With that being said, I guess I'll finish out this contract and see if I can get anything good from it, maybe to Exfil with. Yeah, that's kind of crazy. I'm really confused. If there's something I'm missing, please let me know. But again, you know, everybody was kind of panicking after we saw the patch notes, because we were all, you know, simultaneously thinking, at least the camo grinders and XP grinders were like, hey, you know, what's that going to mean for us? But maybe they reverted it last minute. Maybe they forgot to actually put the changes through. I mean, we've seen crazier things happen, I guess. Unfortunately, there's mercs shooting at us now. So yeah, we got all these zombies and mercs, and okay, you know, dude, I really don't want to die. Just like that, we completed the contract. I really want to hit that reward rift just to see if there's like anything good inside of there, but you know, I don't even know if I'll be able to get to it before I die. Anything good? Tombstone soda and a self-revive kit. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, you know what? There's merc caches that I really want to loot, but it's not happening. Well, with that, I guess we'll make our way over to the Exfil zone. Oh, that's another thing that we needed to test. So apparently they started adding more special zombies into the Exfil zone, so we'll see. We're only in the tier 1 zone, and you know, we're only 15 minutes into the match, so I don't know, because apparently there's like a thing where the later into the match that it gets, there's going to be more specials and more zombies that spawn. And then this isn't something that's in the game right now, but also at the mid-season update, it's just worth noting that they're going to be increasing the overall amount of zombies that spawn at the Exfils. I don't think it's going to be like what it was before that patch that they put out a couple of weeks ago, where they just, you know, completely nerfed the amount of zombies that spawn across the board. And now there's only like a handful of zombies that spawn at the Exfil zones. But with the patch that just went out for Season 1, there's like more enemy types, so I'm thinking like, you know, special zombies like manglers and mimics that should be spawning at the Exfil zones. And then during the in-season update, not only will we have those special zombies that spawn, but we'll also have just more zombies overall. I just realized that I drank that Tombstone soda when I really should have stowed it. Dang it. Here it is. We're calling in the Exfil helicopter, and let's see. We got a couple of zombies spawning. Yeah, definitely not as much as it would have been like before that patch or anything like that. But is there any like special enemy types spawning in? Again, I know we're only in the tier 1 zone and we're not that far in the match in terms of like time played, so yeah, not really. Hey, wait, maybe they did increase the amount of zombies that spawn in. That wasn't supposed to be happening until like the mid-season update, but this looks to be more zombies than we had before. Did Treyarch lie to us again? There wasn't supposed to be more zombies until the mid-season update. I can tell you firsthand, there was only like 5 to 8 zombies maybe spawning in at these Exfil zones, but I mean, like, dude, there's like a whole horde here. Maybe they'll be adding even more with the Season 1 Reloaded update, but as you can see here, there's also a mangler, so yes, it was just like I was saying, there is special zombies that do spawn in at the Exfil zone. So not only do we have zombies, but now we also have like mangler. Yeah, there's 2 manglers right there, so hey, maybe this could be something, you know, if you need a camo grind, if you need those special enemy kills, it might not be a bad... Oh, no, I just went down already. Okay, wait, hold up. I have 30 seconds, because, is it... No, there's no way that I can crawl to the other side of it. Okay, I'm gonna have to waste the self-res, unfortunately, and hop on the helicopter. I was thinking maybe I could cheese it, you know, crawl to the back of the helicopter and survive, but no, it's not worth it. I'll just get another self-revive the next time that I play. But hey, if you need special enemy kills, it might not be a bad idea to come to the Exfil zones and maybe, you know, just, like, call it in anytime that it's available. You're probably guaranteed at least 2 manglers. I'm sure in the higher tier zones, like tier 2, you might even get some more. Another quick tip, if you do need those special enemy kills outside of the Exfils, the escort contract's also a great way to do that. Even in the tier 1 zone, you're guaranteed to get at least like 2 to 3 manglers per contract contract, so that's a great way to get that one done. But yeah, turns out that Treyarch actually lied to us, and I couldn't be happier. So, fellow camo grinders, fellow XP grinders, fret not. We're still safe, we can still do our thing. If anything, now I'm wondering, they might have been referring to it being at like 0%. So say like if you're doing that contract or whatever, and then it like drops all the way down to like 0% for the raid weapon stash and the Outlast, then zombies would stop spawning. But that's, if I remember correctly, that's kind of already how it was before, because there was, you know, like every video you watched, everybody was saying you need to keep it between 50 and 80% to get optimal spawns anyway, so I don't know. Maybe there's some miscommunication there. Maybe there's just a misunderstanding there. But, you know, I don't know. But anyway, as always, massive shout out. Thank you to all the Patreons and channel members. Thank you to all of you in the low baller tier. New bigger shout out. Thank you to all of you in the mid baller tier. Metal asking me, Daddy Manny, the big shout out. Thanks to all of you in the G tier. Ron, Avenge, Selma, Cheese Girl. Thank you guys so much. You guys are literal legends. I love you. Thank you guys for watching. Have an amazing day. Stay beautiful. I love you all. Peace.